YouTube, it's above average Cody, and 343 has finally given us something in regards to patch notes, fixes, balancing, anything of the sort in the May update preview that was posted, I believe, yesterday, Thursday, or Friday to Halo Waypoint. This covers some balancing and other updates coming as soon as this Tuesday to Halo Infinite. Some will affect Ranked, some will affect BTB, and some other things. We're going to go through all of the notes, guys. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on what's happening in this May update. I'm going to go through it as quickly as possible here, so let's just dive right in. Obviously, this is from the man himself, Uni, and we're just going to scroll right down here. So they're doing a lot of mode updates. They even released like a whole calendar on things coming out. We'll get to that at the end of the video here. So obviously Super Fiesta's coming, fan favorite mode from Halo 5. It'll come in with this update, campaign, unique weapon variants. Pretty cool. If you're into Fiesta, guys, honestly, I think this is a W. It just adds another fun aspect to it. Now, King of the Hill. I'm not going to read it word for word here because I did already read all of the notes, guys. They actually put it in nice little notes. Here we go. So the initial hill spawn is reduced from 15 to 5 seconds. So that, like, window where you have time to, like, push camo on recharge or push rockets on streets, you kind of have to play it a little bit differently because the hill comes up instantly. So if you want to run for that hill and soak that hill time, you can get it. Or for example, camo on recharge, when you're going to get that camo, you are almost immediately going to be sponging hill time. So this is a pretty big change. I think it's good. It's really awkward when you get a whole rack of kills and you're kind of just like sitting there waiting for the hill to come up. So I think that's probably a W. It'll make the game flow a little bit more smoother at the beginning. Now the wind-up period to score has been removed. Players can score right away when stepping into the hill, and this allows players to quickly score while maneuvering grenades and avoiding damage all up. So basically, right when you get on the hill, guys, the bar's progressing. There's no time where it does the, when you get on the hill and it has to go zoop and then you start scoring. None of that. You'll be scoring instantly. I think this will make King of the Hill feel a little bit faster. I think it'll flow a little bit more little more smoother, more better. And it'll make for, honestly, just a better flowing game in King of the Hill. I think these are W's, guys. It's going to change the way it's played a little bit, but not enough where it's going to be like a completely different amount of gameplay. Now, Sandbox Balance, guys. Not huge deals in this one, but stuff worth noting. Now the Disruptor, guys, removed damage over time. So it will not, that thing where you go on the respawn screen, if you get killed, it takes like 5 seconds and finally the enemy dies. That's not really going to happen anymore. Reduced chain distance from 5 world units to 2.5. So it shocking outwards from one teammate to another isn't going to happen as far. They have to be like right on top of each other. Increased super combine damage from 60 to 70. I'm not completely sure what that is. That might be when you're shooting like a weapon pad or something, but I could be completely wrong. Focusing the utility on the super combine detonation and shock chaining. I don't know, guys. And increased ROF from 4.285 to 5 rounds per second. So rate of fire, how fast it shoots, will be increased. Kind of just an overall balance. I wouldn't really call this a clear buff or nerf, really. Kind of just a subtle adjustment. I think it's going to feel pretty similar, except for this. A lot of people get, like, cheeky kills and cheeky, like, armor breaks with the damage over time, but instead that is removed, so you're not going to get so much shock damage, which I think is fine, because in a ranked environment, it's kind of cheese if I get tapped with that thing a couple times and then die, like, 5 seconds later. Kind of stupid. You run away and try to regen, and then you just drop dead. Kind of cringe, but don't have to worry about that no more. Now, spike grenades, guys. The elusive spike grenade nerf we've been promised. I think this is needed. Increased number of flechette submunitions, which are the spikes. I don't know why I don't just call them spikes. That are released on detonation from 8 to 16. So twice as many spikes. But you get reduced travel distance by almost 1.5 world units. Reduced area of effect damage radius from 3.2 to 2. Reduced AoE damage amount from 300 to 160. Area of effect. And then adjusted flechette bounce behavior to deviate less. So, more spikes, but they're a lot weaker. They don't go as far, and they are more consistent. Rather than a spike randomly killing you around a wall, guys. Much less OP. You're going to have to throw them much closer to the enemy, or they're really going to have to be in a small enclosed area to take a lot of damage from these spikes. I'll be honest, guys. You see me do it on stream all the time. They're pretty overpowered. When you have a grenade, you can just send across the map and get in the general area and break somebody's shields, it's a little too strong. So I do think this nerf was needed. But the most important thing is how random the spikes were. You could be a mile away from that thing and get destroyed, and you could throw a spike right at the enemy's feet, and it deals, like, no damage, it seems like. There's going to be much more consistent damage coming out of these boys, and just kind of an overall more balanced spike grenade. I think this is a pretty important one. They did say this one was coming a while back, and it's finally here, so this will be in on Tuesday. Dynamo grenades, guys. Pretty important changes to these. This greatly affects maps like Aquarius and, more importantly, big team battles. So I'm going to talk about that once we get through the changes. You can see there's a lot. Reduced area of effect, guys, by almost 1.5 world units. Reduced chain distance. Increased damage per burst. Removed movement stun. Lowered arming time. Reduced delay between shock damage pulses, and then 1 additional shock damage pulse. Now, that's a lot to unpack, guys. I'm going to do my best to cover the changes in simple terms here for you. So, they will not slow you down anymore, all right? If you get shocked by one, you can move right out of it. You can move back. I think that's awesome. Reduced shock area. It's going to have to land much closer to the enemy to do a ton of damage. Now, with that being said, the increased shock damage, reduced delay between shock pulses, and 1 additional shock pulse at 2.5 seconds. So, more shocking, stronger shocking, so they get stronger damage-wise, but they're not as forgiving. You have to throw them much closer to the enemy. You have to throw them in much more strategic places. So you have to land them in much more strategic spots. So again, same thing. Rather than being on Aquarius and just hucking it across the map, Hail Marying it to where the enemies are and hoping it sticks, you're going to want to be much more strategic to be very effective with it. In big team battle, however, they're very effective in stopping vehicles. I'm not sure how much more effective they're going to be. I'm not going to test it deeply. I'm interested to hear you guys that love BTB, interested to hear your thoughts on it, because I think this is going to be a pretty big change for Dynamos. Notoriously the strongest grenade, in my opinion. They're definitely going to be not necessarily weaker, but you're going to have to be a little bit more skillful in how you throw them, which I guess in a way makes them weaker, because again, you can't just huck them across the map every single time. But big changes, important changes. They're just so damn strong. My biggest thing is the movement. I'm glad they removed it rather than adjusting it. So now you can still move like a normal human being. You can thrust out of it. I think that's really important. Next up, Shroud Screen. I believe the only change is you only get 1 now. Yeah, you only pick up 1 Shroud Screen. It reduces the total impact was having for high-skilled players without changing the effectiveness of the equipment. So they did not adjust how the equipment works. It's just you get 1 off the pad now instead of 2. So I think that's fine. Yep, 1 charge upon pickup. Perfect. I'm fine with that. And now Forge, May update will bring a nice quality of life, PC screenshot uploading, and numerous bug fixes. Pretty big for Forge creators and things like that, guys. Not going to get too deep into that. Very subtle little improvement that was needed. FPS counter on Xbox. Nice little quality of life improvement there for all you Xbox players. The UI is being adjusted again, guys. Making customs browser accessible from the custom game option. Matchmaking menu will receive an update, which will allow twice as many playlists to be as visible at once. So instead of seeing the 5 little frames on the menu, you'll now get the 10 of them, so you can kind of just clearly see, rather than clicking into each little sub bracket and trying to find where each thing is. I'm indifferent to this one, guys. I really think that the UI probably needs an entire overhaul, which may not be coming. But, hey, I think this is an improvement for people that just want to get in and see all of the playlists on one clear screen. Previous note, previous season HCS bundles and current season bundles are not currently available for purchase. Kind of sucks. Selection of bundles from previous seasons will be able to be purchased through the customization menu. Basically, they're bringing back a lot of old things, and you can find it in the customization, but they're not bringing back the old HCS bundles, which sucks. Now, the issue, guys, the bug fixes. Server and client stability improvements is important. There's been a lot of crashes. Theater and observer improvements, bug fixes, probably much needed. Halo will no longer crash when a PC is below the minimum specs. Okay. Players can again choose to continue past this warning message, blah, blah, blah. Your PC specs should be up to date anyways. Addressed an issue causing Wasp gun jamming. Cutscenes should no longer replay when launching the game. Now, closing thought here on this little aspect, guys. No address of the settings resetting. However, based on what I've been reading from a lot of your guys' comments, I think the cutscenes could have a lot of, like a lot to do with that happening. I do not know if that's the case. I didn't really see anything else said about the settings because that is the bottom. I don't know if they addressed this on Twitter or anything. I haven't really looked too deep into it. I'm just covering what is in this May update preview waypoint thing. But again, I'm hoping that the cutscenes are having an effect with the settings resetting, because a lot of people say that if they have the cutscenes replay when they launch up, that's when the settings reset. Don't know how true that is. I have no idea. I'm praying they get that fixed for you guys because that is abysmal. Although I have not had it reset in a while. Hopefully, I've been seeing less comments, so hopefully you guys are having the issue less. But regardless, they need to get that fixed. That's a really big one that I haven't really seen addressed too much. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much everything in the May update preview. Some good stuff here. Not much, nothing huge. I'm not going to hype this up like this is a gigantic change for the game and rank's going to be completely different and BTB is going to be better. A lot of quality of life stuff. Very simple, subtle things. I'm hoping some big stuff gets released about Season 4 soon because we really need some hype. But leading up to potential hype, I think these are all really good changes. Nothing I'm looking at where I'm going, why are they doing that? Spikes need to be nerfed. Dynamos need to be nerfed. Disruptor, kind of OP in some regards, and people are starting to see that. So all very good changes. Again, some stuff I'm indifferent to, but other than that, I don't know. It's a W, I guess. There's nothing crazy, nothing stupid, nothing head shaky. So I'll take it. That covers this May update preview, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Upload every single day. Stream 5 days a week. Y'all know the drill. Helping you guys get better at the game while I get better myself. Leave a like on the video. Leave a comment. I want to hear your thoughts on the May update, guys. What do you think? Useless? Are you indifferent? Anything you've been really waiting for? Let me know your thoughts. And finally, guys, channel memberships. Super thanks. If you like support monetarily, helps me out a lot as a creator, but please do not feel like you have to. But alrighty, guys, thank you for all the support. Enjoy your weekend. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video.